Now, if you're brand new to Madden, you have come to the right place. Today, we're gonna start from the beginning. When I first started playing Madden, I had no idea what 3-4 meant. None of this stuff meant. So we're gonna talk about that today. Now, depending on how well this video does, we will continue this little series. If you wanna understand every little aspect of the game, make sure you drop a comment, tell me you wanna see more. Share the video, like the video. Liking is a very important part of the video, right? So make sure you drop a like, drop a comment that you want to see more, and subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you'll know every time I do this. Now, if this video does well, I will continue and we will start from the bottom. Now, when I first started playing Madden, I had no idea 4-3-5-2. I'm gonna explain all that in today's video. We're gonna start from the very beginning and then we're going to continue forward. So, whenever you look at your defense right here, okay, your defensive play picking, you'll see 4-3-5-2, 4-6-3-4. What does this all mean? All right, well, let me explain the numbers part to you guys, okay? Let's start with 4-3 because it's easier. 4 means there's 4 down linemen, okay? 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers sitting behind the line. 5-2, that's 5 down linemen with 2 linebackers sitting behind them. And then 3-4 is 3 down linemen with 4 linebackers sitting behind them, okay? And then you have big nickel, which is like having 4 down linemen. However, in this personnel where it shows the 4 down linemen, you actually have a linebacker and you have a nickel corner on the outside. Now, here within any formation, you can actually sub in linebackers for your defensive DTs and right ends and people that are on the line. However, I don't really recommend that if you're running like a smaller set, 5-2, 4-3, or 3-4, right? You don't really want to do that. You really want to use your pass rushers and your run stoppers for that, right? Now, as we move up, you'll see dollar. Dollar is 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and the rest are cornerbacks and safeties. And then you have 4-4, which is 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers. It should be up here with the rest of these guys, but I don't know why it's down here. And then we have nickel, which is, like I said, you could have linebackers on the outsides with 2 down linemen, however you want to do that. And then you'll have dime, which is a very it's more of a pass defense. But I'm gonna explain this stuff to you guys right now. Now, when your opponent picks a play, this is the most important part, picking defense, right? Is whenever you never pick your defensive play first before your opponent. If he's on offense, you're on defense, you sit there and wait. And I'm gonna explain to you guys why and why it's very important. You have to match their personnel with their defense. So if they come out, if they pick a play and a little box pops up on the right side of your screen, it'll say 1 wide receiver. Automatically, I'm thinking, okay, he's probably gonna run the ball. He's coming with a very heavy offensive set. Now I gotta start thinking in my mind, 4-6, 4-3, 5-2, 3-4, and 4-4, because these are defense personnels that can match that 1 wide receiver. So it's really 1 to 2 wide receivers, right? But let's just assume 1-2 wide receivers. I'm already thinking 4-6, 4-3, 5-2, 3-4, because remember, we have a bunch of linebackers and down linemen in these formations. You don't ever want to go into something like dollar or dime, okay? Because they have this thing in the game, it's weak boxing, and they have pancakes. Pancakes are whenever you pick a defensive personnel that is weak compared to like a heavy run offense, your defense is gonna get pancaked where they fall on their back. Let me explain why. Let me just show you guys. I'll show you guys why it's so important to wait for your opponent to pick a play. Let's say, okay, I don't know Madden, it's whatever, I don't care. $3-2-6, okay? Cover 2 drop, right? I picked my play already, I don't even care what he picks. You just did yourself a disservice because now you're in a dollar formation, which is a very pass heavy defense. It's not really run stopping or nothing. It's more concentrated on the pass. And they come out in wing tight and they run like zone weak on you, okay? Let me just show you what happens. It should happen in this one. It doesn't happen all the time, but the chances of you being weak boxed are like 90%. Okay, now let him run the play and you're gonna start to see what's happening and what I'm talking about. Okay, we're gonna go to instant replay and I'm gonna show you like 3 pancakes that happened on that play. Okay, so let's come to instant replay. You're gonna notice that this guy right here is gonna get pancaked, which means he's gonna get just thrown on his back. You're gonna see this guy automatically get thrown on his back. You're gonna come over here, queen, right? Thrown on their back. This guy didn't even have a chance at the beginning of the play, man. My man just fell on his back, or he just went down immediately. Didn't even get pushed over, man. My man faked it. You know what I mean? He flopped. So this is what's going to happen if you're picking the wrong personnel and they come out with a run heavy offense. And then the guys, I mean, a better player, obviously he's going to be running for a touchdown. You never want to pick your defensive play first. Okay. If you sat there and you waited, right? Let's say you waited and he came out in that same play, right? Let's assume we know he's going to come out and play. You could come out in something like 5-2, right? And then you can match it with the same type of coverage. We'll run zone weak and we can use this guy. Now we have a bunch of run stoppers in there. Now it doesn't matter how many yards he gets, as long as we're preventing those pancakes and people falling over, that are more beneficial. Now you're able to stop this guy a lot easier. Nobody's falling over. You know what I'm saying? So remember to match your personnel and wait for your opponent to pick his play. That's like one of the biggest things you can learn as a beginner. Now, when do you pick these plays? When do you pick 4-3? When do you pick 5-2? Whenever he picks his play, you look at the wide receivers. If it says 1 to 2 wide receivers or 1 or 2 wide receivers, think 4-6, 4-3, 5-2, 3-4, and 4-4. If it's 3 wide receivers, you're already looking at big nickel and you're looking at nickel. Okay, big nickel, nickel. Now, big nickel used to be in every playbook, but now it's just specific to certain playbooks. So big nickel and then nickel right here. Anything within the nickel formation, you'll have 1-5-5. Now, let me explain this. Formations are nickel prevent, sets are normal. Double A gap, odd, 3-3-5 odd, 3-3-5 wide. Those are sets. The formation is nickel. Okay, so formation set. Formation nickel, set 2-4-5. 3 wide receivers, you're looking at big nickel, nickel. 4 wide receivers and 5 wide receiver sets, you're looking at dime and dollar. Where's dollar at, bro? Where you at? Never run prevent defense unless it's the very end of like the second quarter and you're trying to prevent him from a Hail Mary or scoring with 20 seconds left in the game. And the only play I would ever recommend you play from prevent 3 deep is man 3 deep, because there are too many glitchy plays that will beat the zones if you're playing a zone defense in 3 deep. Okay, so just run man 3 deep if you're trying to prevent him to score in the last seconds of the game. Okay, very important, because this defense can get ran on real easy. So it's going to be an obvious pass situation. Now, one thing to know and understand in Madden, in the game of Madden, is that speed is king. It trumps everything. Okay, you need to have the fastest people in your lineup. So let's assume we want to run the 3-4. All right, let's say we want to run 3-4 because he's running 1 wide receiver personnel. Now, our 3-4 is good, but it could be better. So when you press Y, you see it says substitution. You can scroll through your lineup and you can look at your players and see who's in those positions. Now, let's say we want to make a change. Let's say we don't really like who's in our positions. You can substitute those guys by pressing A and then scrolling through your roster and picking someone. Now in the 3-4, I don't really recommend changing anybody. It's more when you get into like big nickel and nickel. And here's why that's very important. The reason that's very important is because big nickel and nickel are considered bend but don't break defenses. They can slow down 1 wide receiver sets and they can keep up with 4 wide receiver sets. You get what I'm saying? So it's like a balance in between heavy runs and heavy passes. So a lot of people like to go in the big nickel and the nickel formations. Me personally, what I like to use is I like to use my 3-3-5. Now, the reason why we do this is because in this formation, you're not weak boxed. Okay, you can still do damage against the run and you can still do well against the pass. Now, if we can do good against the run, how do we still do good against the pass? Well, here you can sub in with your linebackers. You can actually sub in safeties in the linebacker positions, which is going to give you a distinct advantage over people that don't do it. So let's say I want to take my middle linebacker. Who's this right here? This is Fort, very slow. I have 91 speed Stevens that I could put in his position. We're going from an 84 speed to a 91 speed free safety by just pressing this button and putting him in there. Now over here on my right side, Queen's an 89 speed, faster than my other safety. So for me personally, if I'm using the Ravens, I'm keeping Queen in the lineup because Queen's faster than my other safeties that I have. Now, and on your line, you just want your best pass rushers. I think Houston's already down here. That's not Houston? Oh, look, he's on the other side. Okay, so this is what it looks like. We don't have 85 Campbell in the lineup. This this is interesting to me. You want to take Wolf out there and put Campbell in that lineup because he's a better right end. So make sure you going through your depth chart, and that is one of the next crucial thing is coming to your depth chart and understanding who your best players are. You just cycle through them. Okay, it'll tell you speed 96, strength, agility. You want your best people in the lineup. So let's say you have linebackers that you could sub out for free safeties. Scroll to free safeties and go down and look at everybody's speed. Put your fastest that aren't starters in those lineups. That makes sense to you guys? Cornerbacks. We have Westry, who's not even used in the game. 94 speed with 91 acceleration. Bro, do you know just him being my user on defense would already help me tremendously? So it is very important that you understand that. And that will conclude today's video. Like I said, depending on how well this video does, I will keep going with the basics. Let me know in the comments, man. I got you guys. The next video, we'll talk about spies, contains, and how to keep mobile QBs from running around. Love you guys, man.